Soweto's urban hikes are gaining popularity. The adventurous 6.5 kilometre Ndofaya hike is held every Sunday morning, starting from a local tavern and heading up a mine dump along the way. To tell us more about it, I'm joined by the founder and guide, Masike Lebele, here in studio on a Friday night. Thank you so much for your time this evening, Masike. Tell me how this all started. You're obviously born and bred Soweto boy, and now you're taking people from around Joburg, from out of Joburg, right through your backyard, telling them yours and your community story.
Okay. Good evening, good evening, viewers, and thank you for having me here. Wow, I'm actually overwhelmed with all the reaction I'm getting now. I discovered this hike 2019, actually in 2016, after 2 years. I started taking people there. The first person I took there was my girlfriend to actually formalize it and actually...
And it's a trail that you created. It wasn't there before.
It wasn't there before. There were many trails because it's our backyard and that's where everybody passes and walks to work.
Have different routes to get to certain places.
Yes, from different zones of Middlelands to go to different places of work in Roodepoort and Vleerhof. You know what I'm saying? So I chose my little trail to take it along the scenic parts, the water and the mine dumps, and I discovered nice caves and troughs to take people through. So
the physical route is one thing, but you're also telling stories about your life there, your friend's life, your community, your family's life there. How important was that, and how difficult was it to give of yourself in that way, and also think, but this is my story, why would people find this interesting?
Yeah, you know that Soweto it's got a very rich history.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But it's not exposed the way I wanted to.
Only certain parts are.
Only certain parts are. So from my experience of studying travel and tourism and local tourism, so I figured out that tourists are guided to one place, and that's Vilakazi in Soweto. And Soweto is so big and rich and full of places to experiences and people to meet. You can't just take everyone to one place. So after that, I sat down and decided and thought, what can I come up with that is actually going to grasp the attention of the world? You see, so I thought of the playground that I played at, that it was so beautiful, but I should actually show it to someone, show it to people. I started with my girlfriend, she loved it. Took some friends, they loved it. So started registering, doing posters, posting them up. I started with free hikes, by the way. It was free to come, you see. So sometimes no one popped up and I just went alone, you see. Right up until the time came now that it's recognized, and now the whole world wants to come. I'm so overwhelmed.
So you've refined it over the years of doing it. Tell us give us a synopsis of this walk. Give us a taste of it, because from reading, I believe it starts at a tavern. I think it's your godmother's tavern or something like that.
Yeah,
and you walk and you walk your way down. There's a mine dump that people have to scale themselves down. You also take them to a space where local sangomas. It's quite a special place, and then you have to tell people they need to sort of speak quite quietly and be respectful and that kind of thing. Yeah. Give us a taste of what people can experience.
Yeah, the Soweto Ndofaya hike is a educational, motivational and spiritual hike. It's 6.5 Ks, 2.5 hours long. I have 4 stops which I call distinguishing zones, because Middlelands, where I'm from, is distinguished in zones. So all the stops are distinguished in zones. So through the route, I explain the history of gold, the history of the people living within the mine dumps, how it affected them, how it treated them, their health and their well-being, you know what I'm saying? It was a chance for me to expose, you know, the results of apartheid, how it affected my people. I'm getting a perfect chance to tell my story, to tell my community story, and to fight back for what is ours, you know? Every time I go on a hike, it's like it's like the first time I go. You know, I've taken about 600 and something people on the hike, you know, and all the feedback I've had is beautiful. You know?
Do you think that when we are telling the story of apartheid, that we are at a stage where it's almost too vague in terms of numbers? these are the numbers of people who were killed. These are the numbers of people whose bodies were never found. You know, there's all these faceless numbers, and that we haven't spent enough time telling individual stories of heartbreak, of struggle, of activism, and how it affected family units who to this day, you know, still haven't had their stories told, still don't have answers, who are still dealing with that legacy that was left behind.
And people want to tell their stories, you know what I'm saying? But the system does not allow the people who have to receive the stories to come to the people. So I want to open up more products of Soweto tourism to spread around all the foreign tourists who come in, so that they can spread through. There's a lot to see. There's a lot of talent.
There's a lot to experience.
There's a lot of experience. There's a lot of talent to see. There's a lot of things to experience. You know what I'm saying? So I want this to be an example that there is still hidden treasures in Soweto, turning a mine dump into something so rich. No one thought about it. Everybody's amazed that they've been living in this backyard. Nobody ever thought of doing that, you know.
And that along with the heartbreak of that very dark history, there were also communities that were being grown, children who were growing up, who were making up games, who were fostering friendships that they still have to this day. And I believe some of your friends are involved in this project as well. How important was that?
That was very important to me, so that they can have a first hand of what I discovered here, and I want them to reap as well. I want my community to benefit from this.
Take ownership of their story.
Yes, I want my community's economy to come up from this. It must create jobs. It must create businesses. You know what I'm saying? This COVID and this load shedding are making people suffer even more. You know, and we need alternative ways to make money and income and live our life properly, you know what I'm saying? So this is such a great opportunity. I can't emphasize it more to my local people. They love it, they help me, they're all in, you know what I'm saying? So.
And you're speaking about foreign tourists, and we do know internationally there's a trend that people, they don't now, when they travel, just want to, oh, there's the Eiffel Tower, oh, there's the Union Buildings, there's Table Mountain, take the photo, post it on Instagram, and off they go. People want experiences. They want to hear about lived experiences. And those are, I'm sure you are giving your foreign visitors in droves. But talk to me about locals, people who live in Edenvale, who have come to visit because they've never been to Soweto, or people from Ndofaya who've never experienced that side of Soweto.
You know, the feedback I get after the hikes is so amazing. Some people tell me I changed their lives. I don't know how, by just showing them the truth. Things that were just underlying and not being told, you know what I'm saying?
And this is local, South Africans who have come on this tour.
Yes, they come. But let me tell you that I have an overwhelming group of international people. They were one of the first people to come through. I had people come from France, Spain directly to me in South Africa. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, wow, how do the locals not do this, but people come from Spain and, you know, you see, but they only some of them came to support me. You know how people are.
So how are you marketing yourself? I mean, you're getting this international reaction, and people are coming from Spain and France. How did they hear about you? How are you marketing yourself? How are we getting locals to come so that they can also know about what's happening in their own backyard?
Yeah, okay, I'm a social person, social media person, you know what I'm saying? On Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, I'm very vocal, you know, I've got a lot of followers, you know, and I've got a lot of things that I do besides hiking. I do community building, you see, so I have a lot of followers that follow all the things that I do. You know, sports, youth and culture development in the hood. This is just hiking. This hike is just a small element of everything that I do. It's just that God allowed it to make us boom. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thankful for that. My girlfriend helps me a lot with the marketing of my business, the posters. So I'm thankful. I'm grateful to her, you know, for all the time that she's put in. She's been there for me forever, you know what I'm saying, during the discovery, from the discovery of this hike until it's the in thing. Everybody wants to come now, you know.
So now you've said this is the Ndofaya hike is just one. give us a sense as we finish off here of what your plans are. Are there going to be other routes? There's other stories to be told. What's next?
Yes, I've still got about 4 routes that I haven't unleashed. This is the only route.
You heard it here first.
It's still going to be. So I've still got a lot in store for them, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm just hoping to collaborate with tourism people, tourism authorities, and the government and the mining companies, so we can work and rehabilitate all that place that
you're saying all the right things, and we can only wish you everything of the best. If people want to find out more, where can they do so?
Okay, they can follow me on Facebook. It's Soweto Ndofaya Hikes.
Soweto Ndofaya Hikes on Facebook, yeah?
Yes, and I'm on Instagram. I'm Sick Lion on Instagram.
So spell that for us.
SIKLYON.
Okay.
And yeah, I think that's about the part.
So, or they can just Google Ndofaya Hike,
Yes.
Ndofaya, Ndofaya Hikes in Soweto. We can only wish you everything the best. It sounds so exciting, and what a great uplifting story. We need more and more of them, as I'm sure you know. That's Masike Lebele. He is the founder and guide of the Ndofaya Hike, held every Sunday morning in Soweto. What time does it start, Masike, on a Sunday morning? At
7 o'clock.
Sure, it's early. I hope you're serving very strong coffee to start.
No,
and maybe an ngwenya or something just to get you going.
We keep it authentic.
Great. Fantastic. Thank you so much for coming in this evening. There's something for you to plan to do on a Sunday morning while the weather is still good. And you heard it all about it here on Newsnight.